you know, we all admire his characteristics, his principles, his ethos, the way he wants us to play. But you're putting square pegs in round holes at the moment. And like, for example, you lose Mickey van der Ven and Romero, and you realize how competent, how comfortable, how relaxed and composed they are on the ball. Because when you see Eric Dyer, obviously Eric Dyer and all these guys, they're playing to the best of their abilities, but Eric Dyer's not good on the ball. How many times today is he like trying like Hollywood or hospital passes and they're not coming off, kicking the ball out of play? Even Ben Davies, for me, he had a really good game, but he's not comfortable on the ball as well. The amount of times he whacks the ball into people's legs and he overhits passes, and you know, these guys aren't good ball playing centre backs. So you're asking them to do a job which they're not comfortable doing, and it's going to lead to mistakes. So I don't know if Ange has to tweak things a bit, and we have to just manage the next couple of games. Obviously, Romero's out for 3 games, so he's got 2 more left. Van der Ven's out for a while. We just don't have the centre-backs that are set up to play the way we want to play at the moment. You know, even Højbjerg, the amount of times he was playing the ball without looking, and he's overcooking passes, giving it away. You know, we're trying to play back to the keeper. We're putting Vicario under unnecessary duress because the passes to him aren't really good enough. Then he has to obviously overcompensate, and then we're just looking very shaky. And Wolves sensed that, the crowd sensed that, and obviously it just grew and grew and grew. And yeah, we're just trying to do things with players that we, you know, the guys that we recruited, like, we got it spot on. They all fit the way we want to play. They're all comfortable receiving the ball back to goal or back to thing. And no, they can do different things. These guys coming in can't do that. And so we just look like a completely different team, and we just ran out of ideas. There's no creativity in the middle. Then you just got your usual suspects like, you know, Sarr, who's usually really comfortable on the ball, Basuma, who's really good. Like, I saw Basuma basically beat a press, I think, once in the whole game. Usually Basuma will drop a shoulder, turn a man one way, go the other. Nah, he looked scared. I don't know what happened to him. It's like,
scared.
Yeah, he looked scared. He looked like Basuma under Conte. I've not seen that Basuma for a while, and I was thinking, what's going on, man? And then at half time, I thought, you know what, Ange's gonna talk to these guys, tell them to calm down, because we look nervous. It's like we were playing the occasion. It's like, yeah, we lost to Chelsea. I know, I get it. It was the thing is, the scoreline was bad, but I actually thought the way we played was really admirable, and we came out of that game with our heads held high, thinking, cool, 11 versus 11, we go again. But today, it looked like we felt sorry for ourselves. And as soon as you do that, you know, these guys are, they're going to smell blood, and they were all over us.
100%.
I thought the referee had an absolute shocker, Tim Robinson. I couldn't believe TNT was saying, oh, this guy's been earmarked. He's one for the future. He was diabolical. The amount of stuff he let go. The thing is, if you're going to let things go, be consistent. Craig Dawson literally assaulted Son, pushed him in the face, pushed him down to the ground. Yep. No card was given. The second one where he assaulted Son and stepped on his nuts, and he only gave a yellow card. I'm like, you know, and then Basuma, end of the first half, he gets a yellow card for something that their guys were doing all game. Yep. I think one of the Wolves players literally
got a ball in that yellow card as well. I thought it was a good tackle.
Yeah, he got the ball, exactly. He got the ball. I understand he may have been a bit out of control. Cool, I get it. But then what about the guy who literally assaulted Pedro Porro, raked down his Achilles? No yellow card on that one. They didn't even want to give a foul. It's only because Porro went down screaming and rolled over about 10 times. Then they had to bring it. It's just the inconsistencies in the same game is what's really killing me. I just don't get it. But, you know, it's not really an excuse. We just weren't good today, man. And, you know, when you talk about the next couple of games, I just hope we can have some sort of resurgence, because the games coming up are tough. Aston Villa is going to be a toughie. They did the double on us last season. They beat us home and away. Yeah. And they're better now than they were last year.
Them players on that pitch did not play handball today. I did not see handball with my eyeballs today. Did not happen. And this is the thing, like, he's put a team out. This is what worries me the most. He's put a team out there, giving them the instruction to go and play handball, and we created 2 chances. 2.
In his defence, Macca, he was absolutely going mental at the Macca on the touchline, telling them to get up, press forward,
and listening, are they? Yeah, no. And we've had it before. We've had it with Conte. Like, we've had it with Jose. Jose would come in time after interviews, and the interviewer would say, "Why are you parking the bus?" And Jose would say, "I haven't instructed them to do that. That's just what they're doing." And you think, "I'll give over, Jose. You are bus park. You love parking." And then, hang on. And then Conte walks up. "Why are you parking the bus?" "Well, I ain't told him to park the bus." Do you know what I mean? Like we're still creating China. I ain't told him to do that, but they're still doing it. And then same crop of players, or the mix of the crop of players
or the
today.
4 or 5 that have come in. Yeah.
By the 4 or 5 coming, guess what? No handball.
Exactly.
Same against Fulham. The 9 players that he made changes to, we did not play handball against Fulham. This is the problem. So
you hit the nail on the head, Lee. It's the same guys over and over and over.
Guys, because they can't play the game. So I'm praised Davis and Dyer and whatever for. I ain't praising them. You know, they did all right, yeah, today. But to come back to your point, Crackers, is Ange ain't going to change. So what Ange needs to do is put players in that we've got at our disposal that can do it, like Dorrington, as an example, like Donnelly. Like that's what I'm just. The thing that I'm just with Ange today is why put Lo Celso on, yeah. If he was good enough, if you thought he was good enough, he'd have started, surely, because he's the biggest, attacking midfield cam or whatever.
An alternative to Maddison.
That's what I'm saying. But so he didn't start him. He played a defensive midfielder in that role. Never going to work. Didn't work, did it? Right. To be fair, we've got Jamie Donnelly. He's ripping it up in the league. I tell you what, if he played today and didn't have a great game, no one would be coming out and saying, "Oh, this, that." They would just be saying, "Mate, he's got to learn his youth, and he's one for the future. He's one of our own." And maybe that's what we've got to go with. But I agree with you, Crackers, word for word. But I don't want Ange to change. But what we saw today, unless I'm talking gibberish, was not Ange ball at all.
Oh, you know what? It was a brilliant goal, man, and it was like I was so excited because I thought. For some reason, I thought Brennan Johnson would score a brace today. I thought today would be like his coming out game because he's been really unlucky. Against Arsenal, he looked really bright and he got injured. On Monday against Chelsea, again, he looked really bright and he obviously got sacrificed when we went a man down. So he's been chomping at the bit to have a full run out. And today, I thought he was really good in moments. A bit lazy. On the defensive side, like when Son was pressing and obviously doing, working from the front, he looked across at him a few times like, why are you not pressing with me? So Son was making the presses and doing his darting runs, so was Kulu. And Johnson wasn't really pushing up like he should have done to really create those triangles and traps, to try and win the ball back as high up the pitch as possible. But offensively, I thought he was really good. He's very direct. He loves taking his man on. And he almost as well got an assist for Son at one point. And also as well, when we were 1-0 up, and I think it's like 60th, 65th minute, I thought he scored when he got given an early ball and he took it early and he kind of almost chipped the keeper. So he had a good game in moments.
He might be the loveliest lad in the world. I've met him once or twice, and he's a lovely lad. And all I can say, if one of my daughters brought him over and said, "Dad, this is Eric," I'd be delighted because he's a lovely lad. But do you know what? Football's not about people and who they are in some respects as people. Personality-wise and their attitude, yes, it is. But I don't know. Look, I don't want to kill him because Romero versus Dyer is absolutely no contest whatsoever. But guess what? Romero's not there today. Why? Because he can't hold his head. So he should have been there today. So there's an argument to actually give Romero more of a kicking than Eric Dyer. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It's like, I love Romero. He's an absolute Rolls Royce of a defender, but I think it's something like 35–40% of the season you're going to lose him through this, that, and suspensions and everything else. So, and then in comes Eric Dyer, bless him, which sounds really patronising, who can't quite give you what you need, but he gives you everything. I think he falls very much into the same category as Harry Maguire. When he comes in at Man United, he gives everything. He will give you everything. Is that enough? It might not be. So, yeah, I want to kill him in some ways, figuratively speaking, with how he plays. But you can't fault his attitude. You absolutely cannot fault him. But is his ability as a footballer enough? No, it's not. Romero, is his ability as a footballer enough? well, hell yes, it is. But in other ways, he's letting you down. So it's now about trying to find those players that give you that personality and the person they are and the footballer. Now, Mickey van der Ven, when you look at him, you think to yourself, well, there's a player that gives you something as a personality, and he backs it up with how he plays. You kind of think to yourself, can we actually put Romero into Eric Dyer's body? I mean, could we have Eric Romero? that would be perfect, wouldn't it? So, yeah, football's a tough game, Rick. It's a horrible game. If you're not cutting the mustard, then you're gone. At this level, you've got to be cutting the mustard, and if you can't, thank you. You're a lovely lad, but that's just not doing it.